Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. I got it right. Listen, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and hit the share and like button, but especially the share button. We have some important information. We have a guest this morning that we've been trying to get him in the job. Well, it's been on me. Trying to get him into the Java Cafe, but there is a wonderful program that majority features Black men that are working with their children and supporting their children and promoting literacy. And they have an event coming up on Saturday. And so we're here to talk with him about that this morning. But before we bring him in, let's just go in and say good morning to those that are in the Java Cafe. Good morning to my mother, Ma. Good to see you in the room. Good morning, Woods. Good to see you, sir. Good morning to Darryl from Tennessee. Good to see you, Sister Debbie. Pastor Marion, good morning to you. Woods is saying, can't wait to hear about the Daddy and Me Fun Day event. We're going to get right to it, brother. Sharon Cornelius, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Rena, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. And my brother Rob, what's up, sir? Make sure you touch base with Ma about what time you're picking her up tomorrow, and please have her there by 5 o'clock. I'll leave that there. Now I'll text you later, but check in with Ma. Deidre, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. So without further ado, I would like to bring this great young man in the room to talk about a wonderful event that's going on Saturday, but away from the event, they're doing some great work in the community. And this is a program called Daddy and Me. And you know how sometimes my computer acts up. So I think I'm going to be able to at least share the screen for a minute to show their flyer, at least for the program. But we definitely have the information about Saturday. So Wadi, good morning, sir.
Yes,
it's taken a while. Morning. I will publicly apologize for the delay in getting you here, but I think the timing is good because folks ready to come out on Saturday. So how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I had to grab my Java for this morning to be Java with Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
But no, we're excited to be here this morning. I'm glad we were able to finally connect. And again, we both have really busy schedules, so I'm glad we were able to sit down today, and really excited to tell you more about the Daddy and Me Literacy Program, tell you a little bit about my brother's legacy, who founded it, as well as the Family Day event we have coming up on Saturday, which is going to be a lot of fun. So really excited about telling you more about that as well.
Awesome. And as you see, the share screen thing didn't work. So we'll bring up the flyer in a couple of seconds. But first, tell me a little bit about yourself and your brother. And just, tell us a little bit about you, because you're a great brother. You do a lot in the community, very low key. And so tell us a little bit about you and then your brother and how we got to the Daddy and Me program.
No, appreciate it. I try to stay in my lane, Jimmy. But in terms of, my family, we were born and raised in the Grove Hall area on Intervale Street. Was raised in Masjid Al-Quran. My father, a teacher, my mother, a social worker. She's actually retiring this September from ABCD. I think she's been there for like 30, 40 years. It's been a very long time. So excited for her for that. But I think having that grounding around faith and community, is grounded not only myself, but obviously my brother, who was obviously a leader in the community, but also obviously as a big bro, a great mentor to look up to. Someone that was fortunate, went to the Timothy School, then went to Noble and Greeno School, then went to Dartmouth, Was a commercial real estate developer, was on the board of the Museum of African American History, the part of the Roxbury Strategic Master Oversight Committee, the Board of Achieve, was trustee, young trustee for Nova and Greener. So he did so many amazing things. But I think one of the most amazing things he did was start this program, the Daddy Me Literacy Program. And for him, it was two things. One, it was to teach the love of reading for Black and brown children, and the second was to build fellowship among dads of color. It started 4 years ago, and we're carrying on as tradition and legacy. It takes a village, so there's a lot of volunteer dads who are a part of it. One of our dads, Day One Woods, thank you. I know he's in the chat now.
He's here. He's here.
He said something that kind of really stuck with me. He's in a different role now in terms of how he's supporting us, right? So he's the energy. He's our North Star. So I'm just grateful to be here today. Grateful to be able to share a little bit about my brother, about the program, and we have a phenomenal day lined up on Saturday, June 25th. So yeah, but that's a little bit about my brother, myself, and how the origins of the program.
Let's for those, because sometimes I'm learning that people are popping in while they're getting ready for work, so let's plug this a couple of times. And so tell us about Saturday. It's the first annual Family Fun Day and Resource Fair, Saturday, June 25th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There'll be fun, games, and music. But tell us a little bit more. I mean, I just named some of it, but tell us from your perspective about the event, if there's a registration, where people can go and sign up. I'm surprised from you that this is the first one. I would figure this would be like the fifth or third or fourth.
Yeah, we've been, as you know, we've gone virtual, right? So yes. we started at the Kroc Center, and then we moved to the Hawthorne Youth Community Center. Yep. And then the pandemic hit. So for the last two and a half years, we've been virtual. And by the way, we're every third Sunday of the month. daddyandmeboston.com is actually, you can join our email list and get up to date. But we had to go virtual, man. So it was kind of it's been interesting. We had to kind of adjust to being virtual. Obviously, our age group 3 to 7, keeping them for 2 hours in front of a screen. Good luck, brother. So we had to make some adjustments. So then we went to just an hour. But just the structure of it was, we'll have a local author. Obviously, we want to support local businesses. So Frugal Bookstores is one of our first partners. But we'll have a local author or one of our dads read, and then we'll do an activity, and then typically some kind of call outs in terms of community events, different things happening. But that's been the kind of the structure. And then we started doing little pop-ups. But we've been just trying to just get back to in person. So this is our first event. Is really kind of raising awareness of the program and letting folks know we are going to be going back to in person. We have a lot of events, not just this event, but also we're going to have some pop-up events happening on the beaches this summer. We got a grant from Save Our Beaches, so we're going to be at the beach this fall. We're going to be going in person at the Roxbury Library every third Saturday at 11 a.m. So a lot of big things happening, but we're back to Family Fun Day. It was a great opportunity, one, first fellowship, right? To bring not only dads together, but the whole family, creating, again, a safe space for us to build with our kids in a constructive yet fun way. So, I mean, we're going to have arts and crafts. There'll be a STEM table. There'll be canoeing. There'll be performances. There'll be food. There'll be a game truck with the bouncy house and all that good stuff. There'll be giveaways. There'll be raffles. So really, really a day full of fun. Really looking forward to it. And we want the whole family to come out. There is no registration. If you want anything,
I was about to ask, is there registration? Okay.
Yeah, it's there's no registration. I mean, we're trying, probably would help so we get a better sense of numbers. But yeah, just come, bring the whole family. Again, this Saturday from 11 to 3, 1015 Truman Parkway. That's the Martini hat shell right next to the Stop and Shop and Walgreens. So yeah.
So let me ask you, I wanted to plug the event and we'll do it again, but I can't have you here, Wadi, and know the caliber of brother you are, and recognizing that you focus on two areas, fatherhood and literacy. We'll end with the significance of them being meshed together, but how important is it as a black man that we be intentional about staying involved, in our children's lives, not just reading to them, but just in general. How important, I think, also in this time, you talked about the pandemic, everything that's going on in the world. We know that some of our young kings are automatically targeted, by how they look, like you and I. How important is fatherhood, sir?
Wow. It's the biggest blessing I've ever had. I mean, I have a 4-year-old, Layla Lorraine, and
Look. He said the whole name, Layla Lorraine.
yeah. I mean, you just even just thinking about just being a dad and what that means and the significance. I kind of had to look off for a second. I mean, you think about, she changed my life. In terms of, I thought I had it all together. I thought I had purpose, but man, like, they just recalibrate everything. So it's a tremendous honor to be able to know that I am part of raising this beautiful, young, smart, bright, witty child who's gonna one day, be our future, right? And be involved in helping and strengthening our communities, and be involved in, hopefully, Daddy and Me, or other programs in the community. So I think it's so important, one, for me as her father, to set the right example and role model, and show her that that yes, you got to pay the bills. So I got the 9 to 5 and handle that responsibility, but also being involved in the community, being involved in programs like this. And then your point in terms of literacy, a quick story about my brother, and this is Wisdom. Take another one of your stories, so he's gonna be mad. I'm using all of his stories, but he was talking about how when you would go to my brother's house in Roxbury, the first thing he would have you do when you went there was actually to sit down and read with Amir. Actually, Amir, if you see our logo, that's my brother reading to his son. That's a silhouette of my brother and his son, Amir. So that was the first thing he would ask you to do, is to read to his son. So in terms of, my brother got it in terms of the importance, but also making sure for Amir, he was able to read with my brother's friends and people in the community. For example, I remember he read with Liz Miranda and Sagun back when, it was just, obviously they're thinking about what they're doing now, but think about back then. So now we have pictures of Amir reading with them. And so I think he really got it in terms of just dads, first of all, the positive image of us being in our children's lives. And then also, it's not just going to be being there, being present, but being engaged, right? So I think also in terms of reading with our kids and engaging with our kids, and showing examples of that in our community. So no, it's super, super important. And it takes a village, as you know, Jimmy, in terms of these efforts and these work. And again, it keeps you grounded in the why. And I think that's why we're all hearing. Before I told you I was going to give you, but I need to make sure I do this now. If it wasn't for spaces like this, which you've created a lane and a space for us to have the opportunity to share. So I want to thank you, because I remember just kind of seeing you around the community, then seeing kind of just the conversations that you were getting started online. So it went from just literally just a post, right, to how you've built a community. You've built.
You're not gonna mess with me this morning, brother. You're not gonna mess.
I'm just saying, though. But really, though. But like, if we don't all find our lane in a way that we can contribute to help strengthen our communities, like, we're all just doing our part. So I feel like the Daddy and Me Literacy Program, we're trying to do our part. You're doing your part. We just need everyone to do our part. And I'm getting this from my father. I'm being long-winded, and I'm trying to remember.
No, you're good, because yes, the focal point is to talk about the event. But again, I would be remiss, because knowing the type of brother you are, that if I can't get some things from you while I got you here, then we're going to promote the event on Saturday. But I need to ask you also, for some brothers that may be listening, and Heidi put a comment in here, and presumably some of the brothers that you've worked with, they may have encountered the inability to have access to their children. If there is someone that may be listening, or that may hear later, that's going through a little bit of turbulence with, as we affectionately say in our community, with the BM, with the mother of the child, what would you say to the dad that may be struggling? Let's be honest. Some of us as men have not always done exactly what we should do. So let's just, name that and be balanced. But what is it that you would say to a young man or older man that's doing, if he had an interesting past, turned his life around and whatever, and wants to be actively involved in that child's life, and for whatever reason they can't, what is it that you would say to encourage them?
Wow. Some of my uncles said, like, life's a mystery lived, not a puzzle to be solved, right? So we all have our past, and we all know no one's perfect, right? But it's about the journey, right? It's about the journey and keep it moving forward. So I think back to what I was just said in terms of, it's not just good to be present, but be engaged. And it's never too late to do that, right? And to build that relationship with your son or daughter. And when I think about our community, right, and I think of us, I think it's uber important to do that. And whether or not you can physically be there, we actually, when we send out our flyers, the call to actions, not just for fathers, we say grandpas, uncles, cousins, right?
Yep.
Because it takes a village, and unfortunately, in our community, sometimes there isn't that many positive male examples for them. So we want to help build that village and support. And thinking, when I think of some of the dads in our organization, we have dads just like you were talking about, right? We have dads who work downtown, right? And we have dads who grew up where we grew up in Grove Hall, right, around the way. So I think creating this environment, this space where dads can build fellowship, they can learn from each other, and even thinking of it, just I'm not gonna put them out there, but thinking virtually, this is an opportunity for a dad to connect with his son who they're not living together, but because of a virtual forum, right? They're in one tile, the other one's another tile, and they're participating in the program. So I definitely think it's important, but I think more it's just making sure we have the examples in their life. So even if they don't have a father in their life present, are there other community members that can step up and be that support system for them?
One of the things that I just heard there is that you all inadvertently, even if they're geographically far apart, the pandemic folks, did whatever they needed to do. But then also, if there's an issue with physically seeing them, some dads have got the opportunity to see their children in the program where they would have not otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of whether it be just they don't live in the same geography, or maybe something happened with BM the night before, like, so it just, again, it does create that space. And that I would say that's not a constant movie, a one-off, but I'm just saying, in terms of, that's an example that happens, and it happens inadvertently, right? And then the other thing that's happened inadvertently with going virtual is we went from just in person, so most of the families that we were obviously around Boston, but now we got families from New Jersey, we got families from Texas. A lot of these are folks who formerly from Boston, but they transplanted somewhere else. But they're still able to tap in, right, and participate with their children in the program virtually. So that's actually something we got to think about internally, is some of those families that we can't reach now because we're going to be going back into person. How do we still keep them engaged with the program? But it's a good problem to have. I mean, we, again, being around for 4 years, we kind of just steadily kind of been doing our work, just kind of quietly and building. And so I think this event, Family Day, this Saturday, is a great opportunity to showcase our families, showcase our work, and get more people into the fold. And next year, have an even bigger Family Day event. But yeah.
I'm looking forward. I'm going to try to stop through. I'm looking at the wrong flyer. The time is 11 to 3. I just announced
11 to 3. I was thinking next year maybe we do a live Java with Jimmy at Daddy. I'm making the plug now. Making the plug now.
Yes, sir. I would be honored and absolutely down. And it's funny because you named the thing about virtual and face-to-face, and I'm in the process now of trying to figure it out. You would mention, hey, I thought you was on at 9. I'm like, well, I'm trying 8, because we're all trying to figure it out. Yeah. And coming out of this time where we were locked up. Before I let you go, Wadi, I wanted to just make sure that people knew where they can go to get general information about Daddy and Me. Let me just change the format here so folks can see it. But folks, please go to this website, get the information. I'm sure the information about Saturday is there as well. Yes. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, let me just go here, because Woods is keeping us on message. One of the focuses of the Daddy and Me Literacy Program is building our children's home library with books that highlight ethnic and cultural readings. We do feel that our local school system can be better at educating our babies with leaders that look. I need to meet this brother.
He's a phenomenal brother, and he's right. He's so right. That is another part of it, is building their library. They're building a library of books of diverse local authors. So that is an important part of it. So when you register and you RSVP, we would go like hand deliver the book or mail the book to that particular family. So that is an important piece of it, is again building the library so they physically have the books in which they could read. And so this Saturday, with some of our partners, Read Boston being one, Boston Public Libraries, we will have books to give away. So you can come and actually build your library even more. This Saturday, we have a STEM table being held by my father and sister. You know, it's a family affair. Woods is helping with the music. We have tremendous performances from Skip, the Gooch, DJ Dex. I'm probably Lightspeed Arif. I'm blanking on some of the names.
You're gonna get in trouble because somebody's gonna text you.
I know, so let me stop with that. But I do gotta give a shout out because he was early interested in our program, wanted to lean in, see how he could support. And as you know, Jimmy, navigating the city, has its leave it at that. But the mayor's office of Black Male Advancement, I want to give a shout out to Frank Farrell. And I know you're on the commission, so
Yes,
congrats on that as well.
Thank you, sir.
But he's been a huge supporter of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build. So I want to thank him. I want to thank Fun on Wheels, BioClean Boston, WVS Pure Action, Read Boston, Good Heart TV, Rep Liz Miranda. Thank you very much. Southwest Boston CDC, my mom, Janine Muhammad, Fairmont Indigo CDC, Shooting Touch, Imam Talib, Lonnie's Pizza, Stop and Shop, Price Right. So again, it takes a village. It's going to be a lot of fun this Saturday, June 25th, 11 to 3, 1015 Truman Parkway. Bring the whole family, a whole day full of fun. I can't wait to meet you. And again, Jimmy, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share about Saturday, to share about the program, to share about my brother. And we look to hopefully be back on to continue this conversation.
Oh, no, we're connected now. I don't know if it was the wife or the young lady that pulled me aside Sunday, and she was like, "Hi, how are you?" I said, "Hi, my name."
Oh, that's my sister.
She was like, "Yeah, I know who you are, and I'm the one that emailed you." I was like, "Oh." And it was it almost a year ago? Because you were going out of town, and I think I was out of town. It was some months ago.
We've tried this a couple times, but again, we're here.
Yep,
we're here, and again, we're grateful. It's a blessing. Again, shout out to the work that you're doing, giving us a voice and a space to have these conversations, to promote the type of things we're working on. And again, we hope to see you Saturday. We hope to see everyone on Saturday. We hope to have opportunity to be back on Java with Jimmy.
Oh, that's without question.
Our continued work.
That's without question. So, folks, as I tell you to do, take a screenshot of this real quick. I will put it on the page as well. And also, we have a question here. How do folks donate books if they want to donate? Where did that question go? How do folks donate books? Or is your website also set up to take monetary donations?
Great question. So we are set up to take the monetary donations. Typically with books, we haven't, typically because we're kind of curating the books that we pick. So we'll buy the books that we're going to use for that particular session. A lot of times with donations, we'll kind of help direct them to other, whether it be schools or families or organizations that we know need the books. But for this Saturday, we definitely could use books, and we want to give as many books away. So this Saturday may be a great opportunity to bring books to donate. But if you just email us at daddymeboston@gmail.com and just let us know you have books that you'd like to donate, we will definitely make sure those books get to a family in need and help them build their libraries as well.
So Heidi, here's the information. There's the email to connect with them and let them know the books that you have. And I sense, you didn't say this verbatim, but I sense that you sort of vet and make sure the books, age specific and the messaging of them. And so please email them, not just Heidi, but anyone that wants to donate books. Also, if you don't have books and want to make a monetary donation, go to daddyandmeboston.com. There you can get information about Saturday. You can also register for the program there as well, Wadi.
Yes,
Okay.
every month you'll see the flyer there. That's where you can register. But again, if you just sign up for our email list, that's how you'll get up to date on our happenings.
Okay, absolutely. And so we got donations covered. Don't forget, no registration is required for Saturday. You just pull up and show up, and you're gonna walk away with books. You're gonna have a good time. You'll have the opportunity to network with other dads and other folks from our community. And it's just been dope. From BAMS Fest to the week of King Boston to Juneteenth to the events that's going on this weekend. And so Blackness in Boston is on the rise. We've been here, but we're just
here. But I think we're finally kind of stepping into our lanes, right? I feel like we're realizing that this is our city too, and we can make an impact for us. So again, when folks say, "Oh, there's nothing to do here," well, what are you doing to kind of create these spaces and create opportunities? So, exactly. Like last weekend, Jim, I was like, man, I needed a vacation. I needed like take a day off on Monday because there's so many events Saturday and Sunday. It was a beautiful thing.
It was definitely beautiful.
And hopefully you're not too tired. People can still show up this Saturday. It'll be a great time.
No, we're going to make sure we try to get them there. We'll get it out. But we need the consistency of that. Boston is known often for 50-11 events on June 4th. And then on June 18th, we're going back to the question, well, there's not anything to do. And there is the balance of creating spaces and whatnot too. So we're glad that you're creating a fun and networking space, but you're also creating a space that builds relationships, that promote literacy, that promote relationships. And Heidi, she's just very active. She's enjoying you today. She puts up another part where she said that our young ladies, one thing I know is daughters need their dad as much as sons. And so we saw that there was a whole different cadence that exuded out of you when you started talking about Layla Lorraine.
Yeah, Layla Lorraine.
Yeah, look at his face when he says it. Yeah, Layla Lorraine.
It's again, that's it's a blessing, man. It's a beautiful struggle, and I first got into it, but I love it. And Heidi, you're so right. I mean, I don't have a son. I just have a daughter, so that's all I know. But thinking about those early mornings watching YouTube, trying to figure out how to do her hair, still can't do it.
Just tell me you use the vacuum cleaner to put her in a ponytail.
Oh man, like I mean, thanks, sis. That's where you need the village, because I've tried, and that's just something I haven't figured out yet. But no, it's a blessing. And you're so right. Our daughters need our dads too. And again, just making sure we're present. And nowadays, not just present, but engaged. I think we all have a part to play. And so whether or not you can be actively involved in a group like Daddy and Me, just make sure you're engaged with your child, and specifically promoting literacy, promoting some of the fundamentals that we need. And I think, again, like I said, I was fortunate. I had two parents who grounded me around faith and community and education. And so I think if we all start there and try to do our part and engage and present in our children's lives, I mean, they're our future. So
our future, and at this point they're a lot of the present too, because we could stay here for another 45 minutes and talk about because we almost touched on some of the local stuff. But last thing, and I'll let you go. Have you heard of Eugene Snaberg? He was on a few weeks ago. He has a book called I Never Met My Father, and this may not be so much for the children to read with, but this may be a good networking opportunity for the dads. He was here a couple of weeks ago, and we did a small intimate sit down. And when I tell you, bro, there was tears, admissions. I had a little breakthrough around some things, and not the lack of my father being in my life. And so that's one I would definitely recommend. Pastor Marion, thank you for that. How could I?
No, thank you. Please. I wrote it down, and that was another good. I mean, the books that we pick and we select. Yes, we try to support local author, but sometimes it's because those are experiences that kids are going through. Yeah. And so for them to be whether it's interracial or it's your stepmom, these have been different types of books we've read and introduced to the kids to kind of have a conversation about it, because dad said, hey, I'm going through this. Could we read this book? Because it's a way for me to help have that conversation at home. So no, yeah, that's a great book.
So I just learned something there that presumably I'll say for me, when you know, I'm thinking when the dads go in and they, you know, they're reading the what was the golden rules, you know, those type of books, Johnny C. book, Cat Run, and all that other stuff. But I just heard from you that there's intentionality about some maybe interesting subjects that the dads and children are reading together.
Yeah.
So it's not. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. I mean, I'm thinking of one book specific. You know, that a dad who, you know, they were going through a breakup, and he was seeing someone else, and so there was a book, and I'm blanking on the name of the book. Woods, help me out if you remember the book.
Look, there's not an app for that. There's a book for that.
there was a book talking about just like daddy's was it mommy's new friend or something like that, right? And again, this was an opportunity again to kind of introduce a subject that they were the family was going through in their real life, but we were able to kind of read the book and kind of discuss it. And I can't remember the name of the book, but no, there's definitely intentionality into the books we select, the activities we choose. Again, we want to build the libraries, and we specifically want to build those libraries with diverse local authors as much as possible. So yes, there's definitely intentionality into kind of the programming itself.
Brother, I appreciate you, man. Unfortunately, I saw a comment over here. Ma, you did good. And I you know, there's a lot of talk out there. And while I keep saying I'm gonna let you go, I'm not gonna get you in trouble. But you know, there's a lot of talk out there that, you know, moms can't be dads. And they do the best they can. My mom was a single mom, raised me in the bricks and did what she could do. As all had struggles in life. But Ma, I love you and I appreciate you. I think I turned out halfway all right. And so I appreciate that. But that's something that maybe we can talk about in sort of an app.
At the same, a father can't be a mother, right? So it goes both ways, right? And I think that's why in terms of like creating these spaces for if you don't have a mom, if you don't have a dad, where you can still feel like the village is there leaning in and supporting them. I don't want to say we totally lost that in our community, but I feel there's some gaps in areas where we can truly lean in and look to some of the different, whether it be sports or youth development, some of the other programs. I'm just thinking about when I was a kid, you know, I was a part of, you know, the Boston Raiders. It was a organization called SPES. I don't remember what acronym would it stand for, but I learned how to play chess and soccer and all. And these were in our hood, in our neighborhoods. And so just really realize, like, again, a father can't be a mother, mother can't be a father. But again, if we tap into these resources, if the community kind of we do our part to create these resources. I know you're going to be meeting with the mayor later. It can't all just be on City Hall and them. It's like, what can we do collectively to help strengthen our communities and uplift our communities? And Daddy and me, you know, Java Jim, we're doing our part, but I think we all play a role in helping, whether if there's a mom there or if there's not, or if there's a dad there, if there's not. It takes a village.
It does, sir. I appreciate you. I'm inspired by today's convo, and I have to give you your flowers too while we're here, because we don't talk every day. We don't talk a lot, almost at all. We communicate on social media, but I've watched and I've seen the consistency. And I remember when your brother transitioned. And I just have to salute you, sir, for staying committed, for being a pillar in our community and making sure that we remember that it does take the village. And I agree with you. I don't think it's gone, but we've gotten away from the fact that you knew if neighbor Bessie saw you acting up, that she was going to pull you by your collar and take you home, and you was going to get in trouble. And you dared not talk back. Yeah. So thank you so much for what you're doing, brother. And don't forget, everybody, this is the event that's on Saturday. You do not have to register. No registration is required.
Just go check
it out. Here's the website as well. You can go there and make a donation, and you can go there to sign up and be a part of the program. And also, go ahead.
I'll just say, call to action, volunteers. It's going to be a fun, full day, but we definitely need
volunteers for Saturday.
Yes, so if you're able to come a little early, maybe around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to help us set up, or if you could help with breakdown, or if you want to man one of the tables that we're going to have in terms of some of the different activities, please email us at daddyandmeboston@gmail.com, or the contact us on our webpage. We really, really appreciate your help. And with that, I got to shout out our dads. Woods, who's on the call right now. my sister and my family who support this. So again, it's not just me. We're all doing our part to keep my brother's legacy and spirit and energy alive and moving forward. And I'm grateful for have the space, Jimmy, and grateful to be able to build with you all this Saturday one last time, June 25th, 11 to 3, 1015 Truman Parkway. See you there.
You need to show yourself, because the way you just closed that out was definitely dope, sir. Listen, I'm going to go pay some bills and make some announcements, but I appreciate you, sir. Give your sister my best. We're now connected. Just hit me up and be like, hey, you got any open dates? And we'll go from there. And I'm going to swing through on Saturday.
For sure. Appreciate you, brother.
See you, brother. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, you all, that was our good brother, Wadi Muhammad, who is running the Daddy and Me Literacy Program. And so please go check that out. There's the email. If you would like to volunteer on Saturday, you can go to the website and also get more information. Sign up, not only to be a part of the program, but if you would like to volunteer, I'm sure they're looking for men, women, both moms and dads to be a part of that. So please go and support them. I wanted to let you know that I should just stay on here until 9 o'clock. But we probably will be back briefly at 9 a.m. Because actually we won't. We have Mayor Wu that's coming in today at 12 noon. And so today, and I know, please be patient with the programming and the 8 a.m. and the 9 a.m. We're working on it. And you heard Brother Muhammad. I'm not the only one trying to figure out virtual, in-person schedule and all that other stuff. But please come back at 12 p.m. We're going to hear from our Mayor Wu in her monthly appearance. She missed it last month, but she will be here today at noon. She will not be in the car. The team was adamant about going at noon, so she will be planted someplace and not distracted and signal and all that other stuff. So the mayor will be back with us at 12 noon today. Please plan on coming and having lunch for your midday Java. We need to know Wednesdays with Wu. All right, I think that's it for me. Oh, how could I forget? Thursday, 5 p.m., Waterfront Wellness Week. We have the opportunity and pleasure of closing out that event. We have an after-work social at 5 p.m., and also this wonderful panel featuring Dr. Joe Betancourt, Sheena Collier, who I talked with last night, James Morton, who I talked with as well. And let me tell you all, this panel is going to be interesting. What the panel is about, I don't know if you remember, but when the seaport was being designed and equity, access, things like that. Sheena's talked before about black spaces. James Morton and the YMCA is working to make sure our young people know how to swim and enjoy the water. Dr. Betancourt, as you all know, talks about wellness and opportunities for better healthcare and equity in healthcare. And Reverend Mariama White Hammond, who is a wonderful Black woman that is leading a charge around climate change. We need to be concerned about that as folks with melanin. You understand that sometimes climate change has an impact on us in the hood. It's not just the water where we think it's a non-of color issue. No, if something happens with climate change, the impact is not looking at just your race or ethnicity or origin. No, we need to be concerned about that. These concrete jungles, some of which we live, when that sun is hot, and due to the ozone, and the ultraviolet rays and stuff coming through, and the concrete is still hot, and you know how we are when we get hot and bothered, and not that other hot and bothered. So we're going to have a conversation about that. I told you before, I love the seaport, but it hit me when I went there that day that I felt like I was back in Miami. And so while that is a nice place, someone from Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan should feel comfortable. Anyway, come on Thursday, and we're going to talk about it after we party a little bit from 5 to 6:30. There will be food. There will be drinks for purchase as well. You can network, resource tables there. So please make sure, if you have not registered, registration is at over 100. So we're at sort of our capacity, but we got a little wiggle room. So please go and register so we can know that you're coming. I think that is it for me. We will be back with Mayor Wu at 12 p.m. Don't forget, on Saturday, You can also go support. And if you have a few minutes, show up early and volunteer. Tell them that Java with Jimmy sent you. But go check that event out. And also, I need to make you aware of another health opportunity that is going on at the Boston Medical Center. I'm just trying to get it queued up here. But the Boston Medical Center, a screening on the green cancer screening series is taking place for head and neck on Tuesday, July 19th. From 1 to 3, and gastrointestinal on Tuesday, August 24th from 1 to 3, and also thoracic and lung on Tuesday, September 20th from 1 to 3, and also breast cancer screening October 24th from 1 to 3. The location is the Moakley Green at Boston Medical Center. Boston Medical Center is unwavering in its commitment to serve the community and wants to help you take steps to prevent cancer or catch it early. And as you all know, and I don't know if she's in the room today, but we've shared my sister's testimony, who is now cancer free. One of the ways that she was able to be on top of it was through screening and mammograms and things like that. So please plan on, they are getting the word out very early over at BMC so you all can make plans and are aware of July 19th, August 24th, Tuesday, September 20th, and also October 24th. All right. That's it for me today. We will see you back at 12 noon today. We will see you tomorrow. I'm going to be a mess tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. again. And I'll let you know. And we're going to be on Friday at 8 a.m. We have the team that is promoting. There's another event on Saturday. And so we're going to have to float around. Brother Pro Black is releasing the mural that they've done down on the Greenway. And so, yeah, there'll be a lot going on this weekend, but we'll be on Friday at 8 a.m. To talk with that team about that event. And so there's a lot to do this weekend. And last but not least, I don't know if he's on, he's probably asleep, but Props is in town. And I'll just leave that right there. I don't know if or what we can figure out, if there's some way to get up with him so you all can meet him. But Props is here in Boston, had dinner with him and Katie and his parents last night, and it was definitely a great time. Thank you all so much for being with us tomorrow. Heidi, thank you. Block party on Dewey Square this weekend too. That's the event I'm talking about, Heidi, where Pro Black is going to release. I mean, you can see it. It's there. But they're going to, I guess, dedicate the mural that he did. All right, folks, that's it for me. We'll be back at 12 noon, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning, and we'll see you back today at 12 noon with Mayor Michelle Wu. Peace.